With USCHO columnist Dan Rubin, I'm Alex Faust here at the Frozen Four at TD Garden in Boston. A game for the ages. We'll be talking about this one for a long, long time. Providence College is the national champion. The Friars have won it, but what a game. Really from the outset, this was one that Boston University was dominating. They threw a ton of shots on a John Gillies in the Providence goal. They weren't dominating on the scoreboard, but man, they came out flying.
Yeah, BU really came out with a lot of energy in the early part of the game. A lot of shots on goal. They were on a breakneck pace, especially through two periods of play, especially in that first period. It looked like that they came out and they really wanted to send the statement early and often to John Gillies. Peppered him, got a lot of pressure in through the neutral zone, managed to get their forwards flying, and managed to get a lot of speed into the Providence zone. It was working for them. They got a couple goals up and took it from there.
And even through the second period, Providence has started to chip away a little bit. They had started to get better from the face-off circle. They were losing face-offs in the first and second periods. And then you get to the third, and you know that score effects take over. You know that Providence is going to be pressing. And they were starting to gain a foothold in this game even before the big moment of the game. We'll talk about that momentarily, but they were starting to gain a foothold in this game.
Yeah, they were doing a great job in terms of forcing pressure back on Boston University, especially in that neutral zone. We come back to the neutral zone. Coach Lehman said it in his post-game remarks. He said that they made an adjustment. The guys in the locker room, and when they were skating out, decided they were going to take it to BU as often as possible, and they did exactly that. They realized that BU's offense was really generated through the neutral zone and getting the forwards going. They decided to step into that, and take it to the back the other way.
And then the moment that we'll be talking about for a long while here, the gaff from BU goalie Matt O'Connor. In the moment, it had been building for a couple of minutes leading up to that. He had been fumbling a couple of pucks, a couple of bad rebounds. But in that moment, everyone in the arena gasped. I mean, obviously there's a cheer from the Providence section, but man, what an awful feeling for a goalie who had played well all season long, and even in this tournament, and then to have that happen on this stage.
You really feel for Matt O'Connor, and the reason is because you know the sacrifice that goes into his training every day. He's a wonderful goalie. John Gillies said it in his post-game remarks. A wonderful goalie, a wonderful person that he goes back years with, and they share that bond as goalies in the fraternity. And it happens to everybody. You make one play, it doesn't go your way, and then you just have something that everything falls apart. And what you hope for is that it doesn't happen on the big stage. Unfortunately for OC, that's exactly when it did happen, and puck went in the back of the net. There's absolutely nothing he could do about it, and from there the Friars were rolling. It was exactly the spark that they needed.
Well, there was a little bit of, we heard it in the post-game press conference, there was belief on the Providence bench, and then they were carrying the momentum. They had the crowd behind them, and then Brandon Tanev off a rebound from O'Connor, snipes it top right corner for what proved to be the game winner for the Friars, and they were just in control from there.
So many times you talk about the concept of the hero, and you talk about who's going to be the guy that steps up and makes the play, and you always wonder who's it going to be. If you'd asked me before the game, some of the names that would have come up, like the Ross Maurermans and the Noel Acharis and people like that, it always seems to be the guy that you don't expect, doesn't it? And Tanev did exactly that, stepped into the role, got the shot that he needed to have, got the goal that he's going to carry with him forever, and it's going to be on his ring finger, and I'm sure that's something that is very special for him.
BU made a push late, but Providence and John Gillies, who was the Frozen Four rather, most outstanding player here, the Providence College Friars come away with the national championship. What does this mean, Dan, of this Providence College program? Never won a national championship. They had only been in the title game once before tonight. What does it mean for this program?
It means everything. This is one of those crowning achievements that it can't be taken from you. It's there forever. And to win in the way that they won, in such a special way, in such a memorable way, it's something that the banner means a little bit more to them than it will mean to anybody else that walks into the building in 25 years and says, oh yeah, they won a national title. To them, it'll always be there for them. It's great for the state of Rhode Island. I've often referred to Rhode Island as kind of overlooked between Connecticut when you have Quinnipiac and Yale, and obviously Massachusetts with the Beanpot Boston schools. But for Rhode Island, for the state, for the city of Providence, it's a great thing. I know they're going to be celebrating with that parade that's heading down through Federal Hill, hopefully in a couple of days.
It was a wild game, one that won't soon be forgotten here at TD Garden. Providence College 4, Boston University 3. For Dan Rubin, I'm Alex Faust. Check out more post-game coverage on USCHO.com. Thanks so much for joining us.